At a certain point in our lives, many of us feel as if we've lost control, as if our lives are dictated by forces beyond our grasp. We believe that our fate is sealed, that our choices are limited, and that we're merely passengers on a predetermined path, unable to steer the direction of our own lives. As we go about our daily routines, we feel trapped in a cycle, one that repeats day after day, year after year. We convince ourselves that this is just how life is, that we must accept the cards we've been dealt, even if it means living a life far from the one we once dreamed of. But it wasn't always this way. There was a time when we believed in possibilities, when the world felt like a place of endless potential, and our dreams felt within reach. So, what changed? At what point did we start to believe that our fate was out of our hands, that the power to shape our lives no longer belonged to us? As children, we accept the world as it is, embracing life with hope and curiosity, content with the way things are, and even optimistic that life will only get better. Our early years are filled with discovery and wonder, unburdened by the concerns and comparisons that come with age. We focus on exploring and enjoying the little things, with disappointments being rare and quickly forgotten, overshadowed by the joy and excitement of new experiences. But as we grow, life starts to teach us tougher lessons. We begin to face challenges, setbacks, and failures. We see others who seem to have more success, more happiness, more of what we desire. Slowly, our outlook shifts. We start to believe that life isn't as fair or as kind as we once thought. The disappointments pile up, and with them, our complaints. We start to expect less from life and more from ourselves, thinking we have to fight for every bit of happiness. This is where the cycle begins. Our discontent, our dissatisfaction, becomes a driving force, pushing us onto paths that mirror our negative thoughts and feelings. The more we focus on what's wrong, the more wrong things seem to be. Life, once full of possibility, starts to feel like a series of disappointments, each one reinforcing the last. As adults, many look back on their youth with a sense of nostalgia, remembering a time when things seemed simpler, better. But this is the paradox of life. The more we complain, the worse things become. We fall into the trap of thinking that life has grown harder, not realizing that it is our own negative thoughts that are shaping our reality. We don't realize that by focusing on what's lacking, we're unwittingly drawing more of it into our lives. Our dissatisfaction radiates outward, attracting more of the very things we wish to avoid. And so, the cycle continues, until we learn to break it by changing the way we think. Think about a time when something didn't go your way, and you responded with irritation or anger. Notice how that one moment seemed to snowball, attracting more negativity throughout your day. When we resist what is, when we fight against the present moment, we create our own suffering. The more we push, the more life pushes back. It's like trying to swim against a powerful current. It's exhausting, and it gets us nowhere. But what if instead of reacting, you chose to flow with the current? What if instead of resenting you choose to let go? What if you accepted the present moment as it is, without resistance? Acceptance and letting go doesn't mean that you don't care or you don't have to take action anymore. It only means that the only thing you truly have control over is yourself, right here, right now, in this very moment. By focusing on the present, by engaging fully with your actions without attachment to the outcome, you tap into a source of endless inspiration and energy. There's a profound verse in the Quran that says, God does not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. This verse from Surah Ar-Ra'd reminds us that true transformation begins from within. Before we can see any change in our external circumstances, we must first look inward and address the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that shape our reality. When we understand this, it becomes clear that our inner state is the driving force behind the world we experience. If we harbor negativity, dissatisfaction, or fear, we attract those same energies into our lives. But if we cultivate positivity, acceptance, and inner peace, the world responds in kind. This isn't just a spiritual teaching. It's a principle echoed in many philosophies and even modern science. The idea is that our thoughts and attitudes create a frequency, a kind of energy that shapes our external reality. As we align our inner world with the changes we wish to see, the outer world begins to reflect those changes back to us. Our external world is simply a reflection of our internal state. The stress, the dissatisfaction, the longing we feel. These are signals. Not that our lives need to change, but that we need to change how we relate to ourselves. We need to stop running from our emotions, stop trying to fill the emptiness inside with things from the outside, and instead turn inward. The circumstances we find ourselves in are not the result of some unchangeable destiny, but rather the sum of our thoughts, beliefs, and actions over time. And just as we created our current reality, we have the power to create a new one that aligns with our true desires, our deepest values, and our highest potential. The spiritual is the cause, and the physical is the effect. In this understanding, everything we experience in the physical world is a manifestation of the spiritual reality within us. Our thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and intentions, rooted in the spiritual, shape the physical circumstances of our lives. The physical world is, therefore, a reflection of our inner state. As the soul within the body, you hold immense power. This power is your ability to shape your reality through your spiritual energy. But over time, many of us forget this truth. We become so focused on the physical world, on external events, material concerns, and sensory experiences, that we lose touch with our inner power, the spiritual essence that drives everything. However, the power to create and influence your life still resides within you. It's about remembering who you truly are beyond the physical form. A soul, a being of energy and light, capable of shaping your world through your spiritual presence. By reconnecting with this truth, you can begin to consciously align your spiritual energy with the outcomes you desire. When you focus on nurturing your spiritual self through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and positive affirmations, you begin to harness this power. You start to see that the physical world is not something that happens to you, but something that responds to your inner state. By cultivating positive spiritual energy, you influence the physical world in ways that align with your deepest desires and highest good. In essence, you are not just a body with a soul. You are a soul experiencing life through a body. The physical is always secondary, always following the spiritual. By remembering this and reconnecting with your inner power, you can take control of your life and manifest the reality you truly desire.